Hey everyone, this is once again Cruel Center with Champions Online, as before. Alright, so we're back. Get to go kick some more tail, this time Viper. Now, if you happen to be playing a super strength character, I would like to point out the Viper is going to be one of your favorite types to fight. Why? You see that big old honking thing over here? This can be pick up and thrown. If you've got enough strength, you can use it for the pick up and throw ability. Now, of course, the bots have decided that they don't like it for some reason, but whatever. But, that being said, the point being simply that you can use that for pick up and throw, and it is an actual decent-sized object. Meanwhile, a lot of areas just don't have much of anything to throw at the enemy. If you've got really high-level telekinesis, you might be able to make use of it, that kind of thing. The damage output's pretty darn good. Although, admittedly, it's definitely limited. Because it's just, you cannot run on like telekinesis or pick up and throw by itself, because there's always going to be plenty of areas where you just can't have anything. They just don't have anything there. You can't throw it. Can't throw it doesn't exist, which is unfortunate. And even when you do, a lot of times it's little tiny crates and stuff that don't do much. So this is actually nice to have. Now we do apparently have someone else here, and I doubt we're going to actually get rid of them by going to another zone. But let me just double check on something real quick. Okay, we are in number 2. And I think maybe I have to be not in combat. Okay, so we already saved 2 of those guys. The Mounties or whatever. No possible map. So yeah, I was right. There is only one Canada, so we're just gonna have to deal with the fact that they're apparently going down the same path we are, and may end up defeating some of the guys that we need. Okay. Appreciate it if you bots would actually work with me here. They never do. Okay, I'll have to get this guy healed up. Since we actually had fear on that guy, it was actually pretty easy. Okay. Getting a bit of lag all of a sudden. That's interesting. Not in a good way, though. I don't lag in this area. Like, ever. And why did you just suddenly randomly target people out of nowhere? These people are nowhere near us. Stupid game. I targeted the guy right there, but it didn't work. Oh well. You never know. Let's go ahead and take these guys out. There is actually a nice-sized sort of mission in here where you actually go inside their base and attack them at the end with a pretty nasty boss at the end. If you know what you're doing, he's not too terribly hard, but basically he disables your travel powers and electrifies the floor, and then has lots of knockback. Needless to say, this hurts, because I don't know if the floor is like electrified or frozen or whatever it is, but it does massive damage in a hurry. You very quickly kill off, like, anyone, just about. So that may be a little bit tricky, depending on how dumb the pets are. Hopefully by then we'll have our new Frost Lizard. Replace the old Frost Lizard. Just couldn't be brought back as early. It kind of stinks, but yeah. You would have had to have eventually grabbed another power that wasn't in the same boat here. I did want to grab that energy unlock anyways, it's just had to do it earlier than expected. It's probably better that I did, considering how much trouble we've been having with energy. Alright. But yeah, a lot of these, if you got a high enough strength, even these things can be picked up and thrown at people. And needless to say, it does a fair amount of damage. Okay. So... Lab Courier. We have a target. That's one of the reasons I was attacking the front base. I guess I should have said that. I wasn't thinking about it at the time. I don't know about any of you, but sometimes I just kind of go in like autopilot. Just kind of like, yeah, I'll just slaughter everyone. Nothing new. Wait. Someone else just said something about the courier type chat here. Okay, well, first of all, we're apparently going to have to start up another Soul Vortex because these guys are being a pain. If I can just target that guy over there. Yeah, HQ carrier. Alright. So, let's go ahead and get the Soul Vortex on him, too. And there we have it. Now I've got 2 of the couriers down. See, that's the thing, is that if you come in here, you can actually get some of these couriers. They're easier. They're here than you can elsewhere. In fact, I think one of them can only be gotten in the base, even though it has a path elsewhere. Yeah. You see, it's got this blue area back here because there's one that's only in the base itself. Be a bit tricky assaulting the base. Not too bad, though. Okay, then. Wait, was this? Oh, right. It was the other one. So we've got... Oh, no, that was the one in the base that we already grabbed. The one that showed up in the middle of the fight. Alright, that's cool. That works. Okay. Mounting danger, I tend to actually get done along with everything else. So I'm not going to worry about it right away. Let's go ahead and teleport up and over. And see what we can do. We do have a lot of anti-aircraft missile launchers, though. We'll have to be careful of. Okay, now let's go ahead and check this out. And here we have another courier. Let's see if this is what we needed. He's on the right path. Okay. Okay, and... Wait, what? Okay, so is he just a... Alright, so one of these guys is definitely a courier. I can see that plainly. Okay, so he's down. We've still got some other guys. We got an ad, but the funny thing is, I think... Okay, that's Sonic Pummeler. Because it's the same guy that they've been using for the couriers for other zone ones. I was beginning to wonder if we, like, stumbled across, like, 2 copies of the courier or something. Alright. Okay, and here... There we go. Alright, so, Project Awakening Report. We now have all of them. See, if you know what you're doing, this is actually pretty easy. If you don't, you can spend a long time trying to get them sometimes. Just been from personal experience. It's not nearly as bad now that I know what I'm doing with it. Sonic Adepts and Awakened Handlers, I see are over here. Let's go ahead and smack some of them around. And then we'll be working our way actually towards... basically some of these that are instance missions, which originally were not instance missions, interestingly enough. So they've actually changed some of it. Okay. Viper Dimensional Crystal. What is that? Oh, it's a temporary item. Alright. Nothing of interest to me. But it works. Okay. Let's go ahead. And there we go. Alright, so combat in this game is unfortunately a bit on the repetitive side, as you can probably see right here. I'm not using a whole lot of powers, but truth is, you generally don't use a lot of powers. This is pretty average, actually. Because generally, most of your powers are either like passive or on all the time type of things, or something you rarely use. You know, like active offense, active defense, self-res. You just click them every now and again, but mostly you've got like 2 or 3 powers that you use, and endurance builder, and you know, like, again, things like, you know, the block enhancer, which is fine. Not that big a deal. Okay. Go ahead and get this one out. There we go. Alrighty then. I finally remembered, it's like a whole nother video, and I finally remembered what it was I forgot I was going to talk about. It's about presence and intelligence helping out your pet builds. I believe that was what I was going to talk about. Yeah, so presence we already talked about, helping your, I know I was at least going to talk about it and forgot, but presence, of course, can help with your support, but also intelligence helps with the endurance discounts to make up for the fact that your pets cause everything to cost more endurance. So if the pets are costing more endurance but the intelligence lowers it, it actually helps out. And as an added bonus, you can do things like see-through stealth, and which is something a lot of people won't have access to. So if people are blinding you, you'll still be able to hit them, as well as other options, such as just the fact that your like cooldown. So like Soul Vortex is what it reminded me of. It has a shorter cooldown because of the fact that we have a high intelligence right now. We go ahead. I think it's C brings us up. Yeah, I am getting a 5.3% power recharge speed boost from 142 intelligence. So it may not seem like much, but it is something. 42% power discount, that's definitely something, though. And you can see in the yellow, that is what happens just because of the fact that I'm in support, and any super stat would have done this. So secondary super stat, so 10% damage, 20% healing, 10% less threat generation. Then we go again, the other one doesn't have it as high, so 8.7% damage, 17% healing, and again, 8.7 threat generation. Compared to here, we got 15% damage, 30% bonus healing, and 15% threat generation. So the damage output looks like we're getting, let's see, 18.7 plus 15, so about 33.7, if I didn't botch that, versus, let's see, 30% healing, 17% healing, 20, so 37 plus 30 would be 67% bonus healing, which is pretty darn nice. Plus, presence itself gives another 28% bonus healing, so plus we've also got some other bonuses from our specializations. So yeah, we're doing pretty good. That's good. Alright, we only need 2 more pairs of Silent Adept and Awakened Handler, and then we'll be done with that part. I'm not sure why I attack these guys. I think I'm just kind of on autopilot. Go figure. But it does look like I cleared out the initial wave, so maybe try a little bit higher up in the hill is what I'm thinking. Okay. Bots, anytime now. There we go. Huh. Looks like we got some ads. Alright, well, so be it. Okay, throw out another one of these. Looks like we got another adept. Okay. So I'm trying to figure out where'd the ad come from, because he was by himself? They're not usually by themselves. Maybe they were today. Alright, well, so be it. Not that big a deal. Teleport over here, and it looks like... yeah. So got enough adepts, but we have a handler here that we can deal with as well. Oh, just a tip. It's up to you. If you attack the adept first, you're fine, but if you attack the handler first, the adept actually gets a boost. It's not usually enough to really matter, but it's just something you might want to know. Alright, so that one's done too. Let's head on over a bit here, and basically what's going to happen, let's skip over here, but you've got this tower over here, has one mission in it, and then I believe there's another area near here that's also got another similar mission in it. So we're going to need to do both of those, but I think we'll stop this video here so it doesn't get too long. Hope you're all having fun out there, and of course, as always, see you next time.